Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator of Teamzy. I am super excited to be with you guys here tonight. We are going to have a great time together. I'm going to show you guys how, basically the best workflows in Teamzy. I'm going to show you how to set up, start connecting with people and starting conversations with them, how easy and fun that is. I'm going to show you how you can do, basically in 30 or 40 minutes a day, you can connect with 20 people in 30 minutes. That's what I'm going to show you. Show you how to connect with them, start a conversation with them, how to take that conversation and invite them to go a little deeper in the business. Once we invite them to learn more about the business or about our products, I'm going to show you how to follow up like a pro in Teamzy so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. I'll take you from the whole process tonight, setting up your account, connecting with people all the way through to bringing them onto your team as a new member of your team. Okay, we'll show you how to do that. And again, it's going to be in less than an hour a day. It's going to be super fun. At the very end, I will stay on the call for Q&A. So if you guys have questions, I'll answer them. They can be about tonight's training or about whatever you want to ask about Teamzy. Fire them away and I'll answer them. There's a Q&A button right here at the bottom of kind of the window where I'm talking, where you can load up your questions. You can put them in there now if you have questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right in. I think we're right about 5 o'clock. Yep. Awesome. All right, so I'm just going to take you through a little bit. This is what we'll be talking about tonight, how to get started right with Teamzy and become a Power Hour boss. Again, guys, Power Hour. This whole system is based around the concept of the Power Hour, the fact that you can build your business in an hour a day. And I know a lot of you guys are busy, and that would be great. You need to get focused and leverage. Okay, let me just give you a little bit of background about me for those of you who don't know me. As I mentioned before, I'm the creator of Teamzy, the CEO of Teamzy. My background is as a business consultant. I've been in the industry 15 years helping people build their business, teaching people how to do relationship marketing, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tonight. Teamzy is based on relationship marketing. Teaching people how to build their business, how to take connecting with people and deepening relationships and systemize it so they can build a predictable business. Okay, that's what I've been doing for ages. My personal story is I had originally gotten involved in network marketing as a Beachbody coach. And I know we've got some Beachbody coaches on the webinar tonight. We've got people from Plexus, from Rodan and Field, from everywhere. We've got like, I think 27 different networks represented right now with Teamzy and growing on a daily basis. But my story is, you know, I found some products that I loved. I had a transformation from using them. You can see this is a Facebook post from when I was a Beachbody coach. And people were asking me, what are you doing? You look great. And so I started just sharing the product that I loved. I wasn't even a distributor at that point. Once I realized there was an opportunity to get paid for doing what I was doing naturally, I became a distributor. So just like a lot of you guys, I wasn't really looking to get involved with network marketing. But once I discovered that it was a great way to share products I loved and it was a good opportunity, then I thought, wow, this is a great business opportunity. That's when, as a business consultant, I said, how can I find tools to help me leverage my time so that I can do this in an hour a day? That's exactly what I would have told one of my clients. And so I started looking for those tools. And what I found was there just weren't anything, there was nothing in network marketing that does what Teamzy does. That's why we built it. So I started looking for a system that would allow me, again, in just 1 hour a day, to be able to stay in touch with all of my contacts. All of my contacts. I wanted to know when to contact them and when not to contact them. And what I mean by this is I don't want to have to think about this every day. I want to just do it. Make sense? Also, I want to know what to say to them because I'm the kind of person that can get stuck in analysis paralysis. I'll spend way too much time trying to come up with the perfect message. And I just need to have an idea of like, what can I just say that's quick and ready? And also, I wanted a way to follow up seamlessly so nobody ever falls through the cracks. How many of you guys have had a prospect that you're talking to that's really interested or seems really interested, and then they tell you, you know, I'm not really ready yet. And you're like, oh, no problem. No problem. I'll connect with you a little bit down the road. Then what happens? You look up and you see that they've joined someone else's team. Isn't that like, it's like, heartbreaking when that happens. They fell through the cracks, guys. That's on you, not them. Because though you planted the seed and watered the seed and put sunshine on the seed, you just weren't there at harvest. You weren't there. You didn't have the system to make sure that you were there when they needed you. Okay. So I couldn't find it. Oh, there was one more thing that I needed from a system like this. There's one more essential thing, and a lot of you guys will relate to this. I'm so tech challenged, so it had to be easy to use. It had to be easy to use. I seriously still have nightmares about being in college and having those papers disappear. You know, when you would be like working on stuff and it would just disappear in computers. Like, you know, I have a bad history with computers. It had to be easy. And so since we couldn't find it, we built it. So that's this kind of the story of Teamzy. I found some really smart guys who know how to do this stuff, and we made it for you and for me. Okay, so here's a little background on Teamzy, and then we're going to jump right into the presentation, the training. In less than 2 years, Teamzy's 2-year birthday will be right around Christmas time. We have more than 45,000 network marketers in the Teamzy system. Pretty cool, right? Also, just to give you guys an average right now with our active users, they're averaging 21 new customers and 9 new recruits over 90 days. Active users, 21 new customers, 9 recruits over 90 days. I know a lot of you guys are brand new. Tonight you're waiting to see even how to set this thing up. I just want you to know those are the typical type results you can expect if you apply yourself, become an active user, and actually do a power hour each day, which I'll show you how to do. Okay, you ready? I know it's like sipping water from a fire hose listening to me talk, but I want you guys to know I'm going to pack this time together with tons of content for you. All right, let's find Teamzy and get going. Here we go. Okay, so here's my Teamzy dashboard. Now, I'm guessing that most of you guys are already in a free trial or you're an active Teamzy user already. If you're not, someone invited you to this or they gave you the link or you saw it on Facebook, go to teamzy.com and get a 30-day free trial. It's free for 30 days. We don't ask for a credit card or anything. We just know that if you use this for 30 days, you'll love it. Some of you guys have a 30-day free trial and you haven't done anything with it. We need to get you going because you will love it if you get going with it. Okay. So when you come into your 30-day free trial, the first thing it does is take you through a setup wizard. This is to make setting this up super easy, okay? If you got rid of it and you don't know how to get it back, you go over to the right-hand corner here to this little wheel and you can relaunch it, okay? I'll take you through it really quick and then we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do 3 things. We're gonna set an income goal, okay? Then Teamzy's gonna take your income goal and it'll backwards engineer that goal for you and kind of give you an idea of what to do every day to hit it, which is pretty awesome. Then we'll create a powerful why so that you have the power you need to persist through hard times and quitting points. And then we're gonna get all your contacts imported into Teamzy and get them organized so you can be organized, okay? All right, let's get started. I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight. I'm all fired up. Okay, let's set an income goal. Just put a number in here, and this is the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now, okay? I put $140,000 in here. Actually, I'm gonna do 150. Let's increase it. Whatever number you wanna put in here, just type it in, okay? Now, I highly recommend, if you're willing to commit an hour a day to your business, I highly recommend that you set a goal at least 6 figures, okay? Some of you guys are like, you're a nut. I really think you can do it. I really, truly believe, even if today is your very first day in network marketing, I believe that if you apply yourself to this daily, you can do 6 figures in your first year. Okay? Am I promising you that? No, I don't. I can't really promise you something because I don't know if you're going to actually do the work, but I'm telling you, I believe you can do it. Okay, so Teamzy is now taking this number, 150, and it's breaking it into about how many contacts I need to do. So it's telling me I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. It's a lot of people, right? Yeah, I mean, it's a big goal. I set a big goal. So how do you eat an elephant? Do you guys know this one? If you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? I can hear some of you guys in my mind responding to me. 1 bite at a time, right? Next page breaks this down for us. It takes that huge group and it breaks it down to 3 groups: prospects, customers, and your team. Right? I'll just call them distributors. I know every single one of you guys has a different name for distributors in your business. We'll just call them distributors in your team because I've got kind of the generic version here. And then we're going to break that into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. Okay? So that huge number, 4,348, now drops down to, hey, you need to connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 customers, and 4 people on your team. That's 19 people, you guys. That's not even 30 minutes of work in Teamzy. I'm going to show you how quick it goes. Now, you can change these numbers if you want. Let's just say I'm going to make this around 10. That way these add up to 20 people. I like the round numbers. Okay, you can change these whatever you want. Also, you've got these invite goals and add goals. Now, what are these? Okay, just really quick, guys. When I talk about connecting with people, really all I'm talking about is connecting. To start a conversation, to make their day, to say hello. I'm not inviting people to a business opportunity meeting. I'm not trying to sell them or recruit them. I'm just connecting with them. Okay? It's relationship marketing. It's about the relationship first. I'm just going to start a conversation. I want to find out what their wants and needs are so I can help them. Hopefully I can help them with my business, but maybe not. Maybe right now they're not ready to be helped. Maybe they just need my help in another way. Maybe they just need a smile, a laugh. Maybe they need a hug. Maybe they need a prayer. Maybe they need a referral to a dentist. I don't know. I won't know until I start asking questions and connecting. Make sense? Okay, so those are connects. Invites now is when I'm actually going to take somebody who's shown some interest. I'm going to invite them to an event, to a business opportunity call, to try a sample of my product, right? To a Facebook event that I'm hosting. An invite is business specific. So in my goals here, you guys, I'm going to connect with 20 people today, and I'm going to invite 3. Make sense? So out of these conversations I'm having, I'm assuming that about 3 of them are going to turn to invites. That's my goal. And then I'm going to add 3 people to my list today. That's my daily ad goal. How many people can I meet in person, social media, wherever, or maybe people that I know already that I haven't put on my list yet? How can I put 3 new people to my list each day? Make sense? Now, you can change all these, like I said, and whatever you have in these boxes, when you click continue, your dashboard will be set up to these goals, okay? You can change these anytime. There's a little link at the top of your dashboard that says change, edit your goals. Cool? So every one of you will have a different Teamzy dashboard based on your specific goals. Next, finding your why. This is important. And I know that you guys have been told by every leader, hopefully, that you've encountered, that you need to know your why. You got to have it, right? You just got to have it. If you want to be successful, you need to know why. You have to find that emotional reason why you're in this business. Some people call it your vision. I like why because I think vision's something else, but why does everybody say this? And you probably know this. The question is, how many of you have it written down in front of you? Now, without getting too deep into this, I'm going to try not to, but I get really passionate about this part. Sometimes I will kind of go off. I hope you guys will bear with me. You guys know that 1 out of 2 people in this business will quit in their first year. 1 out of 2 will quit in their first year. Okay? So you work your booty off to recruit 20 people, and at the end of the year, you've only got 10. It's a bummer. Why? Why are people so excited and then they quit? The biggest reason, guys, is because life happens to all of us, right? Life happens to all of us. And the truth of the matter is there's no such thing as willpower. Willpower won't get you through anything. It has to be why power. You have to have a reason. You have to have a reason. Would you run into a burning building for no reason? Would you run into a burning building if your children were inside? What's the difference? There's a why. Now, even worse than a burning building when it comes to your business. I mean, because things happen, right? We just had like a round of hurricanes that was brutal. And we had a lot, we had Teamzy users that were really affected by that. We've got, just random things happen all the time like that. Sickness, deaths in the family, financial mistakes happen, whatever. Even worse than all of those, guys, is boredom. People just they don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it today. I mean, what do you think the number one reason why people don't exercise is? Do you think it's because something dramatic happened? Or do they just not feel like it today? And a couple days happen and now they're in the habit of not doing it. Same thing happens in business. And you got to have a why. If you don't have a why, you will not make it. That's it. Okay, so let's just get to it. You can read books, you can go to classes, you can do seminars on this. It's really not that hard a process. We built it into Teamzy because we're passionate about it. We want you to be successful. And we want it to be easy. We want it to be something you can do in 15 minutes, and we want it to be something you can lead your team through to help them get their why. Now, your why moves and changes, okay? So don't worry about it being perfect, but you need it to be strong enough to drive you through the first few stages of your business. Make sense? Okay, before I take you into this process, I'm just going to give you a couple of little thought questions to get you in the right mindset of figuring out your why. Okay? What do you believe in so strongly that you would never compromise it? Do you guys, I'm sure everybody thought of something, right? What do you believe in so strongly you'd never compromise it? And is there something or someone that you would put yourself in harm's way for? Is there something or someone you would put yourself in harm's way for? Okay, maybe you would even give your life for someone or something, right? And you're nodding right now in your homes while looking at me. Yeah. And then the question I have for you now as we get to do our why together is this. If there's someone or something you would give your life for, what will you do to live for them? Oh, Eric, you're getting deep on us. Maybe a little. It's all good. It's all good. Here we go. Let me take you through this process. And I'm going to share my story that I went through just as an example. Obviously, yours will be your own. First question, why did you become a distributor? Why did you join this business? Right? And I shared a little bit in the beginning. I love the products and I figured I'm already sharing them. Maybe I should just get paid for it. Pretty simple, right? How many of you guys got started just because you were loving the products? You figured you could make some extra money. Probably most of you. What do you hope to accomplish? I wanted to make extra money, right? Specifically, I wanted to make $500 a month. That was the number in my head that would be worth it to me to do this. And I remember asking my sponsor at the time, Robert, do you think I could make $500 a month? He said, absolutely, I think you can do that. Great, that's why I got in. Next question, why is that important to you? Now, you can see I've got my short answers here, but I'm going to tell you the story. It was important to me because I told you guys in the beginning that I was in the business of helping people build their business. That was my profession. And specifically, I focused on people in the real estate and mortgage industries. You see where this is going, right? What happened in 2008, 2009 to those industries? Yeah, the Great Recession basically wiped out that business, and it was brutal. I lost my job. We had a baby, 2 kids and a baby on the way at the time, and I had to go find another job, and it was scary. And I know a lot of you guys went through a similar process. It was really scary. And before that happened, we used to save $500 a month, which was great. Every month just went in savings, $500 a month. When that happened, we started living off of our savings. You know, by God's good grace, we made it through that recession. But we made it through by the skin of our teeth. And we used all of our savings, and we hadn't saved. When at the point where I was doing my why for my business, we hadn't saved in almost 7 years. Not a penny. So I thought, man, if I could make $500 a month in this business and save it, that would be so cool, right? So that's where my mindset was. 5 minutes into these questions, I went from, sure, I could make an extra buck, to, wow, I could actually start saving again. Next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? And the first thing that came to my mind was, wow, maybe we could buy a new house. It was the one thing that I really wanted to do for us, was to buy a new house. We had, at this point, 3 children. Now we have 4. And we were really crowded. We were in a small house. We were kind of on top of each other. We had a crib in our bedroom with nowhere to move the baby. Like there was nowhere for the baby to graduate to. It was just going to live with us forever because we already had kids sharing the other rooms. And so I thought, wow, it'd be great to buy a new house. And if I could save that money long enough, maybe we could do that. You with me? Next question, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? So as I started thinking about why is it meaningful to want to buy a new house? Here's the thing I realized, guys, buying a new home really isn't that meaningful, but it was symbolic. And I realized the meaning was in the symbolism. I hadn't really thought about it consciously. It was more of a subconscious thought. Consciously, I thought we just needed a new house, but I realized what was really going on was I knew deep down inside that the life that I had with my family right now wasn't right. The house represented a new family life. See, I was working all the time. Some of you guys can relate to this. I was constantly working. I never saw my kids. Get up in the morning and leave for work. They're still in their pajamas. I come home from work. They were in the bath already, done with their dinner, getting ready for bed. This was my relationship with them. Never saw them. A lot of times I was traveling on the weekends too. And here I was in a job where I was at the very top of my career. There was nowhere for me to go advancement-wise. I was done. And yet we hadn't saved money in 6 years. This was going nowhere fast. You guys understand? It was just stuck. And in order to maintain, I mean, I never got to see my kids. So I realized at this moment, it wasn't that it was a new house that I needed. It's just that I wanted to have a different type of life with my family. And I started really realizing guys, in 15 minutes, I went from, wow, I can make a couple extra bucks to, wow, wait a second. This business opportunity is a way for me to create the life I've always wanted to have, the life that I think my kids deserve to have, and really the happy type of life, the American dream that we all want. And it was this opportunity that was going to let me do it because my career was stuck. Make sense? And so I took all of those thoughts jumbling around, and I created my first why statement. I'll show you real quick. In this last box where it says my why, you put your why statement. And this statement will publish to your dashboard where you see it every day when you do your power hour. Here's the one that I wrote just a few years ago, which was to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was my why statement. And you guys, this was life-changing for me. As soon as I wrote this down, things started to change. One of the first things that I did was, because we had that small house, I started building a shed in the backyard. My wife's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm building an office so that I can stay home and work and build my business. She thought I was a nut. Seriously. Some of you guys would probably think your husband was a nut if he did that. I live in San Diego. It's not as hot as some of the places where you guys live, but it's hot in that backyard shed. It was hot. It was me and the spiders doing webinars with a fan blowing on my Mac so it wouldn't overheat. But you know what? It was the beginning. I was able to leave my job within 3 months and focus at home on my business. It was about setting the intention. And do you guys think there were days where I didn't feel like opening up Teamzy and connecting with people? Yeah, like every day, let's be honest. I still don't feel like working out most days, but I'm so glad when I do it, right? Why do you think I would open up my Teamzy every day when I didn't feel like it? Because I had this why in front of me. Do you think that it's easy to justify not doing 20 minutes of work when your family life, the life of your children, when the well-being of your family is on the line? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, I don't feel like doing a half an hour of work today. I would rather just be worried about money, not be with my kids, not be healthy and happy, right? Having the why statement changes everything. It helps you persist through that BS you tell yourself about why you don't need to build your business. One of the other things that I used to tell myself is, I've connected with 150 people this week. My business is cooking. I don't need to do it today. Right? That's the best time to pour gas on the fire is when it's burning bright. Got to keep it going, guys. So this is really important. Don't skip the my why. And once you have it in this last box and you click continue, it'll publish to your dashboard. Here's what I want you guys to do. Every day when you do your Teamzy Power Hour, I want you to read it out loud to yourself, because that your own voice reading it out loud will powerfully rewire your subconscious to work towards that. Make sense? Okay. All right, I told you I might go off a little passionately on that. It's important. It's huge. And it's so huge for your teams. So huge for your teams. Guys, if they don't have a why written down, they're going to quit. I'm telling you right now, you better turn your recruiting up if you're not helping the people you have get their whys together. Okay? Turn your recruiting up anyways, but that's okay. Next step, we're going to get your contacts in. We're going to get your contacts in. So you're going to get your contacts in from your back office. We want to get your distributors in. We want to get your customers in. Then you're going to go to Facebook and get your Facebook friends list in. So there's no more willy-nilly through Facebook Messenger, guys. You're being organized. You're still going to use Facebook Messenger to send messages because it's the best communication tool in the world right now. But you'll be organized in Teamzy. Okay, and then anywhere else that you have contacts, you can bring them in. There's some videos here to help you along the way. We've also got a complete help center in Teamzy to help you along the way as well. Okay, so these are a couple of videos here. There's a whole help center to help you. And let me just show you this real quick. Your help center is right here. See help center? Really can't mess this up. Everything's here. Okay, videos, FAQs, trainings. It's all here on the help center. Also, anytime you're in Teamzy and you want help, you just click this help button, boom, and send a message, and the team will help you. They'll walk you through anything. It's awesome. You can even schedule a one-on-one Zoom walkthrough with one of our team for anything that you don't get. Okay? All right. So once we get everything imported into Teamzy, there's just one more setup step. And guys, I want you to understand something about setup. You only have to set this up one time, and then you never plan again. No planning ever again. Teamzy does it for you. Once you set it up once, all you do is turn this thing on and go every day. Pretty cool, right? So the last step, I'm gonna go to my team page where my whole list lives. The last step is ranking, right? And after an import, it'll automatically bring you here in rank mode. I'll turn it on for you. We rank our relationships on a 5-star scale, okay? 5 stars is awesome, 1 star is not awesome. You guys get that intuitively, I know you do it for everything. We rank our people for this reason. Here is the principle, okay? With relationship marketing, you spend more time with the best people. It's that simple. You spend more time with the best people. However, if you don't prioritize your relationships first, you cannot prioritize your time. It just doesn't work because the turkeys in your life steal the time, right? And you know I want to use another word besides turkey, but I want to keep this family friendly. The turkeys will steal your time if you don't prioritize the good people first. So we do it first in Teamzy. Ranking people allows Teamzy to bring those people up more often that are the best people. Pretty cool, right? And once you've done the ranking, again, you don't have to touch this. You just turn it on and do it. So let me show you what these ranks mean. And by the way, to do it, you just jam down and you just click on them. 3 stars, she's a 2-star, right? Everyone's gonna be a 3-star to start when you bring them in, and then you just change them to whatever you want them to be, okay? And it's not an exact science. You're gonna be able to change people's ranks as you go to. So here are the ranks. A 5-star person is someone most likely to become a customer or a distributor, right? Or they're an existing customer distributor that's a rock star in your team. 5-star people are gonna show up every 30 days on your dashboard. Every 30 days to connect. Remember in the beginning, I talked about connecting, just to say, hey, deepen the relationship, make their day, start a conversation with them, okay? Every 30 days for 5 stars. 4-star people are gonna show up every 60 days. And these are people that are likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing, right? Those are the 4-star people. Or they're already on your team and they're solid performers. You put them on 4 stars, you're gonna connect with them every 2 months, every 60 days. 3-star people are the ones you don't really know. They could go either way. 3-star person's kind of right in the middle, right? So they're gonna show up on your dashboard every 90 days. They could go anyway. And all new people when they come in are gonna be assigned 3 stars to start. 2 stars are getting a little bit colder. They're every 120 days. And then a 1-star person is somebody that's on your list, but they're not gonna come up on your connect list. They're just kind of there. You can look them up. Now guys, what this does for you is not only does it allow you to talk to the best people more often, but it allows you to work a massive list consistently and never worry about someone falling through the cracks. You guys can work thousands and thousands of people and stay in contact with them this way. Now, some of you guys are like, I don't have thousands of people. My hope for you is as you use Teamzy, your team, which is gonna be everyone you know, your prospects, customers, and distributors will grow and grow and grow and grow. And you'll be able to manage them with this system. Make sense? Okay. Great, so now that we've set everything up, we're gonna go crush our power hour. Okay, so here's how we do it. We set everything up. Let me just show you the dashboard really quick. Today's activities, this box right here in the center, these are your goals that we set. I'm gonna connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, invite 3 people, add 3 people. So you can see I've got zeros across the board. We need to do our power hour. I've got 2 ads though. So that's what it looks like when you start to do an activity. You start to kind of, the circle fills and you get kind of a little scoreboard happening. Who's up next is where we're gonna do our power hour. This is the kind of the engine room of Teamzy. We'll work with that in a second. Here's your My Why, right? You click on this to go back to the setup wizard and change it. If you wanna change these goals, you click edit daily goals here. You wanna look somebody up that's not on the dashboard, just look them up, right? By name, email, or phone. You wanna add somebody new, you click them here, bam. Couple things. Also, make sure you join the Facebook community. It's right there. Okay, you with me? Let's do our power hour. I've got 4 lists on my power hour list: prospects, customers, distributors, and follow-ups. Right now, depending on which network you're in, it's going to say something else for distributors, whatever term you use. Right? Presenters, promoters, social marketers, coaches, consultants. I don't know. There's at least 15 that I could give you off the top of my head, and I'm learning more all the time. I'm just gonna call them distributors today so you get the idea. So we're gonna go prospects, customers, distributors, and then follow-ups. Okay, so the first 3 are just connects. I'm gonna connect with my prospects list. First person on my list is Jay, okay? Now, you can see at the top here, I have Facebook open in a separate tab. That's because I'm gonna use Facebook to do the vast majority of my messages because as I mentioned before, It's the most effective and most opened form of communication right now. All right, so I'm going to connect with Jay. Sometimes you might get someone on your list and you're like, who is this person? I can barely even remember who this is. I don't even know why we're friends. Ever happened to somebody? Or somebody I know, but I haven't talked to in 20 years. Great. If you're really concerned with how to start the conversation, you go right over here to the right to scripts, and we've got some great connect scripts set up for you. Okay, so here's one that says, hi Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. This one's one of my favorites. This is a good one for somebody you know, right? And then number 3 is a great one for somebody in the situation that I just mentioned. Maybe somebody you haven't talked to in ages, or you're not really sure who they are. I love Connect 3. I saw you cross my Facebook feed and I thought I'd say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Okay, so if you find one of these you like, you just hit copy script, and then you just go zip right over to back to Facebook. Close that. And I'm going to look up Jay. There she is. We're going to send her a message. You ready? Not unfriend. Oh, it's this button. Message. Okay, and I'm just going to paste it because it's already copied to my clipboard. Change the name. Jane is just kind of our sample name. Hi, Jay. I saw you across my Facebook feed. Thought I'd say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Can you change this to make it more you? Absolutely. Change it. Just right over it. Okay? But you get the idea. It's just to start a conversation. It's just to make her smile. And I'm going to start a conversation. I'm not just going to lead with, hi, Jay, I haven't talked to you in 20 years. Here's my link to my website. Please buy my product. Doesn't work. Okay? Boom, sent the message. Okay? Now what I'll do is I'll paste it in Teamzy just to log it. Okay? Oh, I didn't change the name here. It's okay. All right. It was a Facebook message, and then I'm going to click Log Connect. Now, this actually tracks it for me. So now it's tracked that I connected with Jay, and watch what happens to my list. Jay's off my list. She's gone. Zip. Disappeared. Next person on my list, I have one on the dashboard. Next is Sue. Now, what's cool is Jay will come back. She was 5 stars. She'll come back on my list in 30 days. But I will show you what happens if we have a conversation with, if Jay responds and we have a conversation, I'll show you we do that in a minute. Next, I'm going to go to my next prospect, which is Sue. We're going to jump over here to Sue. Okay. I'm going to go to her site. I'm going to send her probably just the same message. Why overthink it? Okay. Change the name. How fast do you think I can do 10 of these? Now, what I forgot to do with Jay is I like to copy it here. That way I don't have to rewrite her name. And you can just type a note in Teamzy if you want. I just try to be efficient and do the least amount of work. So that's why I copy and paste. I think it's super fast and efficient that way. Okay, so there it is. It's logged. It was a Facebook message. I'm going to log connect. Boom. Now I go to Tessa. Same thing. How fast, guys? How fast can you do 10 of these? 10 minutes? Totally. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to bang through 10 of these on my prospects, sending out these little love notes. And then I'm going to move to my customers. Now, by the time I move to my customers, I'll already be getting responses, usually. But I'm going to ignore them. You got to keep your focus, get your proactive stuff done. So now I'm going to go through my customers the same way. Now I go to scripts now. Among customers, I have different scripts. How cool is this? Now they're customer scripts. Right? How are you enjoying the whatever products he's using? Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help, right? Or maybe this is one of my favorite ones, just to send somebody, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Oh my gosh, so great, because it starts a conversation with them, which often leads to more orders or more information or whatever. Maybe they have an objection they've been stewing with. Gives you a chance to overcome it. It's such a great way to stay in touch with them. Okay, so you got to stay in touch with your customers the same way. Bam, 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 staying in touch with your customers. Now, I had talked to so many people. Oh my gosh, hold on. I got to take a deep breath on this one because it gets me. Do you guys have any idea how valuable your customers are? People who have already said, yes, here's some money in exchange for one of your products. They've already invested in your business. Do you know how much more valuable they are than a prospect who hasn't done anything with you? It's unquantifiable. But here's the thing I want you guys to know. Staying regular contact with your customers, it's good service, which you should all be striving for, right? If you're really lovers of people, you need to be giving them great service. Staying in touch with your customers, they will continue to buy the products for a longer period of time. Your retention will go up. They will order more, your volume will go up. You got your team using Teams in the same way, your whole team volume goes up. Who benefits from that? Everybody, including the customer, right? I mean, if you believe in your products, that is. So it's huge. Now, here's the other thing I want you guys to know, because I know some of you guys sometimes wonder, like, where am I going to get somebody new this month? I have no idea at this stage where they're coming from. And I want you guys to remember this. This is a fact. The absolute hottest source of a new lead in your business is a current customer. Your current customers will bring you more leads than anything else. If you're staying in touch with them, if they're using and loving your products, they are talking to people about them already. You need to be in touch with them, and you need to be asking them, who are you talking to, and will you introduce them to me? Okay? Now, I know that's not the dialogue you use, and I don't have time to go deep into it, but it's so important that you're in touch with your customers, guys. It's crucial. Your customers are so valuable. And those of you guys who are watching that have been in this business a long time and maybe have a huge customer list, instead of being overwhelmed by that, be super excited. Be super excited, because you've got a gold mine with nuggets lying on the floor. When you start reconnecting with them, you'll see the magic that happens. Okay? Next. Where's Teamzy? It's just me. Here we go. Next is your team. We're going to start connecting with our team. Guess why we called it Teamzy? It's about the relationships you build with your team. Okay? And as you get more successful, what tends to happen is that people say, well, my team's so big, there's no way I can be in contact with them all one-on-one. So I've got a Facebook page, or I do a Zoom call, or, and if they need to get in touch with me, they can. Guys, you have to understand that one-on-one relationship is everything. People will stay longer in this business for that relationship than they will for a paycheck. You got to be, with Teamzy, it's going to take you a second. I would just go down your list and send them a message. Hey, just letting you know, I believe in you. Do you need anything from me today? How's everything going? Is there anything I can do to make your day today? It takes a second to send them a message, you guys. It's so important. So you're going to go through prospects, customers, distributors. In our example, the goal was $150,000 a year. It's 20 connects. Let's say you're new and it takes you 30 minutes to send those. Are you guys with me? If you stay focused, you don't try to do other stuff, it'll take you 30 minutes to send those messages. How cool is that? Now you've just started, if you have a 50% response rate, which is low, you just started 10 conversations. Now we're going to work our follow-ups list. How do people get on my follow-ups list? Okay, so let me explain this. So we're connecting with people, we're having conversations, we're talking with people. I just had a great conversation actually with a Teamzy users in Renan Fields about how to do the transition from conversation to business. And, I'm going to have to do a full training on that for you guys, but that's also something you can lean into your uplines for. The bottom line, though, is as you're talking to people and looking for ways to serve them and help them, if you truly believe in your product and the benefits of it, and you truly believe in the benefits of your business opportunity, you're going to see opportunities in that conversation to segue into the business. Okay? And personally, I always like to tell a story. Right? So it's so funny. You're gonna have to thank this person for having a conversation with me 10 minutes before the call, because she's like, how do you do the segue? Here's what I'll tell you guys. Think about all the benefits to your business, to you personally, and to the people that you've helped. Health benefits, right? A lot of you guys are in skincare, like skin health. Maybe you're doing makeup, like appearance-wise, self-confidence. And then think about the benefits of the freedom, the flexibility, the financial incentives, being home with your kids instead of having to work 10 hours a day for somebody else. Like, what are all the benefits? And the way I would segue is, people would say, well, I'm doing great, Eric. How about you? And I might say something like, oh my gosh, life is so good. God has been so good to us. I am absolutely loving being home with my kids and my wife every day. That's something I might say. Does that sound salesy to you? And I go, wait, what do you mean you're home with your kids and your family every day? Oh, yeah. I'm a full-time distributor for this business now, and it lets me be home with my family. It's the best. You are, do you see how you start having a conversation? Okay. Or people say, your skin looks amazing. Is it that thing you're doing? Yes, it is. Let me tell you about it, right? Or whatever. You look for opportunities. And as I'm talking to somebody, let's say I'm talking to Jay, we're connecting and we're catching up, and she's like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to stay home with my kids. Do you think it's something I could do? Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you want to learn some more, so now I'm messaging back and forth with Jay, right? If you want to learn some more, we have an opportunity call tonight. You want to jump on the call, you can get some more information on it. She's, oh, that would be great. Awesome. I'm going to send you the link right now. And, I'll follow up with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. She's like, oh, that would be awesome. So this is an example of a conversation we're having that turns to an invite. You guys with me? So let me show you how to do an invite in Teamzy. So what I'll do now is, since Jay is no longer on my dashboard, I'm going to look her up. That brings her back up for me. Okay? Now I'm in her full contact record. Now I want to log an invite. So I'm going to say it was a business opportunity call, right? And I'm going to send it via email. And look at this. See this little invite box? Now I'm going to click that. Now it's going to log this connect as an invite. And what type? It was an opportunity call. Okay? You guys with me? Now, before I log this, I want to move her now off of my prospects list, and I want to move her onto my follow-ups list. This is how people get on my follow-ups list. Because I'm that prospects list, that's where I'm connecting and deepening relationships. Follow-ups is where I'm following up on an invite. So see where it says follow-up default? I need to drop that down and set a custom follow-up. And I told her I'd connect with her tomorrow, right? So that's where I'm going to set it for tomorrow. Now watch what happens when I log this connect. Now there's a follow-up set for tomorrow. On my dashboard, Jay's now going to be moved from my prospects list over. Now she's on my follow-ups list. Are you guys with me? See how easy that is? So just think about the workflow. You're connecting with prospects, customers, and your distributors. You're just connecting, super fun. You're having conversations, looking for ways to help, looking for ways to serve with your prospects. When they're interested, now you're going to invite them. Try a product, try a sample, come to an event, come to a virtual event, come whatever. I'm going to invite them. Now I'm going to move them to my follow-ups list where I follow up like a pro. Now, guys, the fortunes in the follow-up. How many of you guys have heard that? How many of you guys have heard this, that between 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? How many of you guys have heard that stat? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Yeah, I have heard that. How many of you guys just secretly cringed at the thought of following up 10 times on somebody? Most of you. Here's the thing. First of all, I'm going to show you how to follow up 10 times in Teamzy easy without being annoying. Sound good? Yeah, you won't be annoying at all. I'll teach you how to do it. But first of all, I want you guys to have a mindset shift. Do you really believe in your product? Like, do you think it's the best thing there is? Do you believe that somebody is going to suffer if they don't use this product? Like, do you believe that it's that good, that their life will be worse off if they don't have it? And do you believe in your opportunity? Do you believe that this opportunity is life-changing? I hope your answer is yes, because if you don't believe those things, you're at the wrong company and it's not going to go far, right? But if you do, I want you guys to get your head around this. The only way, if we all agree that 80% of sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up, and the only way for you to change somebody's life with your products and your opportunity is to follow up with them 7 to 10 times, and you won't do it, what you're saying is that you really don't want to change people's lives. And if you understand that life-changing things happen through follow-ups, then you will understand this principle. Following up is not annoying. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. And some of you guys should write that on a little sticky note, put on the corner of your computer to remind yourselves as you're doing your follow-ups. Following up is an act of love. And on the other side of that coin, if you don't follow up, like if you decide 3 is enough and she's annoying, she's not responding to me anymore, what you're really saying is, I don't care enough about you to follow up with you. Sorry, your life-changing event is not important enough to me. Can you imagine if you were required to send that message when you decided not to follow up anymore with somebody? Can you imagine what it would feel like sending somebody a message that said, you haven't responded to me, so I don't care enough about you to help you anymore. Bye. Right? What kind of person would we be if we did that? And I know you guys are here because you love people, and you just need to get that. Following up is an act of love. Now I'm going to give you 2 principles to never be annoying when you follow up, so you don't have to worry about being the icky salesperson. You're going to be the person people love to hear from. Okay? Now the good news is, even if you miss these 2 principles, if you use the follow-up scripts that we put in Teamzy for you, you'll do this by default without even knowing what you're doing. Okay? You're going to look like a pro. So there's 2 things to keep you from being annoying when you do a follow-up. In no particular order. First, make sure that your follow-up is sent in written form. Don't send someone a voicemail or whatever. Send them a message via text or Facebook Messenger is even best. And that message needs to be short enough that it can be read on the lock screen of their phone without opening the message. Because they don't really want you to know they've seen it yet, because they're not going to respond right now. You guys do it, right? So short and sweet, short enough that it can be read, at least most of it, on the lock screen of the phone without opening the message. That's the first thing to do. The second thing is, don't ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to take action. Don't ask them to complete the purchase. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask them to tell you if they're interested or not. Don't ask them to do anything in the follow-up. If you don't ask them to do anything and you keep it short and sweet in written form, your messages will not be annoying. Okay? And people will say to me, but Eric, I've been taught that you have to put a call to action in every follow-up. That is a guaranteed way to be annoying. If you've had a conversation with them and had an invite with a clear call to action, then they know what you want them to do. Okay? So let me explain a little bit about why this works. Why is it, not just in this business, but why is it that 80% of all sales on the planet happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? You guys have to understand that when you are talking to somebody about this opportunity and they're excited, right? They're so excited. They see the promise of it. They're super excited. And you're like, bam, this is great. I have a new person on my team. She's excited. She's ready to go. And then the next day you follow up and there's no response, right? And you follow up a few more times. It's just crickets. There's no response. What happened? You guys have to remember that 85% of our actions are run by our subconscious mind, the back of our mind, not the excited front of our mind, the back of our mind. And our subconscious hates change. It hates things that are risky, that are scary. It wants you to be safe. It wants to keep you right where you are in the life that you're in, the one you're desperately trying to claw out of. Your brain wants you to stay there because it's what's known. So when I'm talking to Jay and she's excited about the opportunity, the back of her mind's going, no, we're not doing that, Jay. No way. That looks scary. That looks hard. That looks risky. Let's just stay where we're at. I know you hate your job, but it's a job, right? It's a good job. And so every time now that she gets excited, her subconscious takes over and squashes it. Now, it doesn't happen consciously like that. What happens is you send that first message and she's like, oh yeah, I gotta do that thing. And then she gets this thought happens that's a no. And then she finds an excuse like, oh, but I can't respond to Eric right now because the dog just threw up on the baby. So I'll do it later. That's why we leave it on the lock screen, guys, so you don't feel like, so that we can continue to keep it positive. We want a positive emotion associated with us. Okay, so let me show you in Teamzy how this works as I continue to explain why it works. So when I get to my follow-ups list during my power hour and I get to Jay and I'm gonna follow up with her, I'm gonna go to scripts and I'm just gonna grab the first follow-up script. They're numbered, follow-up 1, okay? Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Do you see how it's short, sweet, positive? It's got important things like, I'm doing what I promised I would. I'm putting a deposit in their trust account, right? It's about her. It's not about me. It's positive. I'm going to send her this. I'll send it via Facebook message again, right? So I'll send her that follow-up message. If I can make my computer work. Okay, I'll send her this message. That takes me a second. That's day 1. Oops, I hit cut, so copy. Silly me. Some of you guys can work computer better than me, probably. You can do this on your mobile phone too. It's a lot faster and easier with big finger buttons. But I'm on the computer to demonstrate with you guys. So that I sent her that, right? I'll come back to Teamzy and I'll log it. That's my first follow-up. Now, what happens when Jay gets this message is she goes, oh yeah, that's nice. And then whatever, her excuse takes over. Now I'm gonna set another follow-up so that she stays on my list. Okay, when I log this one, now you'll see she's back on my follow-ups list again for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll follow up again. I'll come in here and I'll grab number 2. Okay, follow-up number 2. I get 10 follow-ups. I may follow up for the first few days in a row and then maybe back it off a couple days between follow-ups, but I'm gonna keep following up with Jay. Now what happens is, and you can see these real positive follow-ups, I'm excited about the goals we discussed, can't wait to get started. Hi, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. So these are just short and sweet, and the goal with each follow-up is I want to reconnect her for a split second to the hope and excitement she had when she saw the business opportunity. And I know that she's not going to respond to the first 5 or 6. Most people won't, and that's okay. It only takes me literally a second of my day. I'm not worried about it. But what happens is every time she has this follow-up and she sees it, she associates that positive emotion with you and your opportunity, the subconscious mind starts to get retrained to accept it. And it gets used to the idea. And that's why after a couple of weeks, after 7, 8, 9 follow-ups, people go, I'm ready. I'm ready. Now, what happens is, to most prospects is, people will give up on them after 3 or 4. And they'll be ready. They might never be ready, but who knows if they would. Or somebody else will start following up with them and get them on their team. That's what's going to happen. You guys got to stick with it. Don't take it personally if they don't respond to the first 5 or 6. Most people won't. It doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean that they're not seeing your messages and smiling every time. Now, what will often happen is about 6 or 7 in, you'll get a response that says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. My life has been nuts the past couple weeks. Okay, you just gotta stay with it like a pro, guys. And if you're nervous, just use the scripts that we have. They're really not salesy. They're really friendly, okay? Now, somebody may say, Eric, I'm not interested right now. Great, no problem. I'll check in with you next month. Okay, great, right? I put them back in my Teamzy flow. But let's say that Jay does sign up. I go into my back office, boom, she got her distributor kit, she signed up, she joined the team, she's ready to go. How do I finish her off in Teamzy? So what I'll do is, when I come in and I see that, I'm gonna look her up again. This is how we finish the process. So we're gonna take her all the way from prospect to distributor in one fell swoop, right? Now I'm gonna log sale, see where it says sale, just so I know that she bought something, distributor kit. And this of course, this drop down is gonna be different depending on what network you're in. Save that. And now I'm gonna move her over to my team just by clicking under member type. I'm just gonna click distributor and personally sponsored, boom, done. Now Jay will continue to come up for me, but on the distributor tab instead of on the prospects tab. Make sense? That's the whole process. Connecting with people, making their day, finding ways to help them, having great conversations, taking those conversations to invites where, when, and where appropriate. Now, some people you won't invite until you've talked to them 4 or 5 times over the course of a year. Does that make sense? But everybody you know is in this kind of this conveyor belt of love that you're constantly investing in, right? And if you're connecting with a lot of people, you're going to uncover a lot of opportunities to invite. Then you follow those invites up like a pro all the way through. People will be so impressed with your level of professionalism, okay? And then that's it. That's in a nutshell how you do it. So guys, what questions do you have for me? Put them in the Q&A and I will be excited to answer them. Oh wait, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna give you guys some action steps, okay? Got one more slide here. Okay, here's your action steps. If you're not in a free trial yet, get your free trial started. That's a no-brainer. It's teamzy.com, 30-day free trial, done. Check it out. We've got 27 networks right now. See if your network's there. If not, use Teamzy Standard. The Teamzy Standard is the version I've been showing you tonight, okay? If you're already in your free trial and you're loving it so far, what I need you to do is go set up your subscription so that you won't miss a beat when your free trial is over, okay? You won't be billed at all until your free trial is over, but make sure you get your subscription set up so you don't miss a beat. Now, your next action step is to get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you, okay? If you're already through the trial and you haven't done this, Still do it. Go get a 30-day success partner. Say, do Teamzy with me for 30 days. What I want you to do is hold each other accountable to actually doing it daily for 30 days. Okay? What do I mean by daily? I mean at least 6 days a week. Okay? And for an hour. And every day when you complete your goals, I want you to take a screenshot of that dashboard that says 100% you crushed it and message it over to your success partner every day. Because what'll happen is you'll push each other to do more. And you guys will have an awesome month. I mean, you guys will blow your business up in 1 month to a point you will not even be able to describe. And then you can go post it on our Facebook page and tell the whole world how amazing it was. Next, 5-day challenge. Okay, so during your trial, I want you to take a 5-day challenge, especially if you do this in the beginning of your trial, even better, so you can see the benefit of it. I want you guys to connect with 100 people in 5 days. That's just an average of 20 a day, which was the example we demonstrated on our call tonight. 20 a day for 5 days straight, has to be in a row. I want you to see what it's like to create 100 conversations in, well, really you'll create like 50 or 60 conversations in 5 days. Okay? It's gonna get you hooked. Now, you may be a little overwhelmed at first managing all of this contact, but that's the way you want your business to be. You want your business to be overwhelmed with good things happening and not wondering why nothing's happening, like most people do. Make sense? Okay. Let me go to the Q&A now and see what questions you guys have loaded up for me. Okay. Mona asked how to use the tags. 1. And 2, does Teamzy replace using a regular paper, planner, or calendar? Okay, great question. You know what? Okay, let me take the first one first, how to use tags. I'm gonna show you how to create a tag, but I also, Mona, I did a full training on how to leverage tags in your business. It's in the Help Center. Okay, a full training just on tags. So if you wanna go deeper with that, that's what you wanna watch. Set yourself up to watch that. But I'm gonna show you guys how to build it, how to write a tag. So if you're on Jay's profile and you wanna create a tag, you can tag anything here. I can tag military. Okay, I could tag mom. I could tag the product that she's using. You guys, that's just the first one I thought of. I could tag anything I want, right? So the tags help you create groups. I think you should tag people the products they buy. That's a great way. Then I can go in and I can click everybody that's on Lash Boost, right? And I can see the whole list over here. I can click everyone that's on Lash Boost, see everyone that's getting it. I mean, that's a Rodan & Fields product. For those of you guys who aren't Rodan & Fields, but you get the idea. Okay, military is great because Veterans Day is coming up. Like I might want to go through all of my military and veterans and send them a message, one-on-one message, not one of those we love the veterans posts on Facebook, which are beautiful. But how much more impactful is it to message somebody one-on-one? Hey, just want to let you know, I'm grateful for what you do or what you did. Thank you. It's huge. I can't even tell you. I mean, I live in a military town. I know a lot of you guys too. I live in a military town. People do really appreciate that, and it's rarer than you think. Okay, so that's how I use tags. Now, there's other cool stuff you can do with tags too. I go into this in the training. I show you how you can tag people if you're bringing leads in from social media that maybe you don't have a relationship with. You can use tags to manage those as separate lists from your dashboard as you're kind of trying to warm them up a little to become a relationship with you. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with tags. But just think of tags as this, Mona. It's a way to create a group of people that maybe you want to work a little bit separately. Make sense? Okay. Oh, it's also great for an event. Like if you're having an event or a party for Beachbody people, like a challenge group, whatever, you can group people in for like this month's event into one group with a tag, and then you can work that list through the whole process, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's see what the next thing is. Oh, she also asked, does this replace using regular paper, planner, or calendar? Okay, so as far as a planner goes, like your calendar, that's something different. Like, you know, so I don't use paper to plan my day. I use my calendar on my phone because my phone's always with me and paper is never with me, right? I use my phone. And the reason why there's no calendar in Teamzy is because most people use that calendar in their phone, either iCal or Google Calendar. I use both because they're integrated together. But I do, there is some use of paper. Like I use this thing here. I have this like pad, it's my week at a glance. And what I use this pad for is to schedule my strategic blocks for the week. So strategic blocks are when I'm going to do things like work on the book I'm writing for you guys, or training for you guys, or something that I need to do that's outside of my normal thing. But I use my calendar for everything. But Teamzy is going to take away all the planning that you need to do for your business, because it's just there. You just turn it on and crank through the list, if that makes sense. Okay, I hope I answered that. All right. Amber says, when you're starting, how do you invite? Do you go through a compliment? Do you go to a compliment, then ask approach if you don't generate through conversations? At some point in your conversation, you just got to go for it, okay? The whole point is, this question's coming up a lot, so I see that I really need to do a training on this. The whole point, Amber, is this. With relationship marketing, I want you to know that our relationship is more important to me than whether or not you buy something from me, from my business, okay? And so I'm building a relationship because I want to create an army of advocates, people that are like, wow, Amber's an amazing person, and she's really helpful, and she's an expert at what she does. I want that relationship to be first. But I also want you to know, Amber, that the product that I have is unbelievable, and I would love for you to benefit from it. So at some point, I need you to know this. Does that make sense? So you're going to have to invite them at some point. And like I said before, share your story in your conversation. Share your story. Oh my gosh, I just have to tell you, this last 6 months has been such a change for me. What do you mean, Amber? I have so much more energy now. Why? Because of these products I'm taking. It's unbelievable. Really? I used to have migraines. Now I don't. Wow. Right? And Amber, I don't know which network you're in. That's just an example. That's how you can start talking about your business, right? I used to have, maybe it's skincare. I don't know what business you're in. But, do you remember those spots I used to have on my face? They're all gone now. Really? Wow. So it's just, you start to talk in your conversation about some of the benefits I mentioned before. Like, I'm loving being with my kids. People are like, oh, you're with your kids now? Yeah, because this business has given me the flexibility to be home. Oh, I would love that. Well, if you'd like to learn more about it, then you invite them to something. We're having an online event this week. You can check it out. It's easy. It's easy to get more information. Would you like to do that? Okay. Or if you want to get together, we can talk more about it. Or, you want to try the product I was telling you about? Yeah, I'll send you a sample, no problem. Are you with me? Okay. You have to believe in what you're doing enough to do the invites. The most important thing, though, is that people understand your relationship with them is what you value the most. That's all. But at the same time, don't be so afraid to invite that you don't ever mention it. That doesn't do anybody any good either, okay? Because you are holding back your ability to help them that way. Bonnie says, this is my second day on Teamzy, and it is great. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Bonnie. I can't wait to hear from you on your 30th day. You're really going to think it's great then after it builds for a few days. Okay, Amber, more a suggestion. Will there ever be a way to go to a tag, select all who fit it, and apply it to them? If that makes sense. I'd like to do this for those with networking businesses it takes a long time one by one. It does take a long time one by one, but how could you do it? How would you know who they are without the tag? Now, one thing you can do, Amber, is if you have these people on a list outside of Teamzy, you can import them and put the tag on everybody on import. That is something you can do. You just put it on advanced import options. There's a little toggle switch when you're importing a list, and you can add the tag. If it's a list you've already imported, you can still import it again and just add the tag. It won't add the people again, if that makes sense. Okay. So this is the thing I always say to people when they say, well, this takes too long. Here's the thing I know, guys. I've been a business consultant for 15 years. I know the system you have now takes longer. I know the system you have now is less organized. I know the system you have now is more willy-nilly. So don't be intimidated by the fact that you need to get organized in order to be super efficient every day. I'm giving you your dream home. You've got to move in and unpack. And once you're unpacked, you get to live in it. Does that make sense? Don't be intimidated by it. You might have to put a little bit of time in setting this up exactly like you want it. Then you rock and roll every day. Make sense? Okay. I got all the questions answered. This is your shot. If you guys have another one, throw it in there quick. Or I'm going to tie it up and I'm going to go kiss my kids goodnight. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. It's been a pleasure for me to teach you a little bit of this. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. We're excited for you guys to be here. Please let your team know about Teamzy. We've got room to help more people, and we want to. We want to help you too. If you need help along the way, go to the Help Center, click on the help button in the bottom right, and our team will be there for you. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Have a great night. God bless.